Welcome to 5 o'clock Friday. We are going to be doing a few recipes to get ready for the holiday madness. So in my house, we like easy. I'm sure that you like easy. So today we are going to make a no-bake key lime pie. And it goes like this. So I've got 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm going to add that right to the bowl of my stand mixer. And it is softened, so I'm going to scrape down the paper here real quick. Alright, softened cream cheese. We need the zest and the juice of 2 limes. So I've got my little microplane. And when you zest, you just want the color off the citrus, not the white part. If you grate down into the white, that pith is really bitter, and that is not good in a pie or anything else. All right, and that is 2. Okay, I'm gonna make sure we got all the good stuff, so I'm just gonna wipe down the back of my microplane. Okay, thank you for your service, and we are just gonna cut these guys in half, and we're gonna juice them. All right, there is the juice of both our limes. We're going to put that right into our stand mixer. We're also going to add 5 drops of Young Living lime essential oil just to boost that lime flavor. And 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. All right. And then I'm just going to transfer this onto the base of my mixer. We're going to whip it up. Be right back. Okay, so here I am back with my mix. That is our cream cheese, sweetened condensed milk, lime juice, lime zest, and some Young Living essential oil. And we beat it on high for just a couple minutes till it's nice and smooth. And then the easiest part of this, we are just going to put it right into a prepared graham cracker crust. And there we are. A wonderful dessert that you can take to any gathering, holiday or not. And it is done for you. Now you're going to want to put this in the refrigerator for a couple hours just so it gets a little bit stiff, so it's easier to cut. So 4 to 6 hours or overnight. Oh, that's gorgeous. All right. Well, there we are. And I'm going to put the little lid on it that came with the package. It's going to be simple as that. I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator, and this will be ready for our dinner tonight. Let's see how it tastes. What do we have? That is fantastic. Nice and limey, nice and sweet. Not too overpowering. Just that is going to be a perfect holiday dessert as soon as that sets up. Okay, we are going to make a quick cranberry sauce from scratch. It's easy, don't worry, and it's 1,000 times better than that stuff you pour out of the can with the rings all around it. Okay, got my saucepan. We're just going to add 1 bag of cranberries. I've already picked through them and washed them because sometimes you'll find little cranberries that are kind of deflated or a little bit discolored, and you want to get rid of those before we do the rest of this. So there are my cleaned cranberries. I'm going to add 1 cup of orange juice. You could do cranberry juice if you wanted to, or pomegranate juice, but I had orange juice on hand, so that's what I'm using. And 1 cup of maple syrup. You could use yacon syrup, you could use agave nectar, but I had some maple syrup, and I like the little nuttiness that it adds to the recipe. So we are just going to put this on the stove. We're going to turn it on high until all the cranberries pop, and they will. And it's really kind of fun to cook it this way. And then once they have all popped, then you're going to turn it down to low and let it go for about 10 minutes until it gets a little bit thickened. Okay, here is our cranberry sauce. So I've got my cranberries and maple syrup and orange juice all thickened Now, if you'd like, you can add a few essential oils to this just to give it a little je ne sais quoi. So we're going to do 1 drop of lemon, 2 drops of lime, and 2 drops of orange. And we're just going to mix that in. And then I am going to add this to a cute little mold that I have. If you don't have a mold, not a big deal. You can just put it in a bowl and put some plastic wrap over it and put it in the refrigerator. Because we need to get this cool so it will set up. There's enough natural pectin in the cranberries that it will go ahead and gel on its own. So I just happen to have my handy little mold, and I'm going to add all of our mix right to it. Mine has a lid. And I'm going to go put this in the refrigerator, and it should be cooled and gelled in something like 6 to 8 hours. And then to unmold, if you want to unmold yours, sometimes it helps just to take whatever vessel you have it in and dip it into some warm water so that it releases from the sides, and then you can turn it out for presentation, or you can just spoon it right out of whatever vessel you're serving it in. All right, so now we are going to make some cornbread stuffing or dressing. There was some contention in my home with the camera person about whether this was stuffing or dressing and the mechanics of whether or not it's in a bird or out of a bird. In the end, who cares? So cornbread stuffing dressing. So I have 3 cups of crumbled cornbread. This can be day old, this can be a couple hours old, this can be store-bought, but here we cornbread breadcrumbs. We're going to put that right there. So the first thing we're going to do is saute 2 medium onions, which I already have cut, and I did about 6 stalks of celery. So here we are. We're going to saute that in a 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 whole stick. So we're going to go ahead and get this in the pan. All right, I have my sauteed onions and celery and all that fabulous butter. That's going to help soften up our breadcrumbs and make everything taste good. What isn't better with butter on it? All right, right into the bowl. The rest of this goes pretty fast. So I've got 10 ounces of chicken broth. That's 1 1/4 cups. So right on in. Now the recipe called for a 1/2 cup of ham or sausage or egg whites or whatever. I guess we're really kind of just going for a protein. I'm going to use some nuts. So I've got a 1/2 cup of nuts, and really it's about a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds, and then there's at the bottom another 1/4 cup of pecans. So we're just going to put that all in. And you could use any nut meats you like, or even some mushrooms, or like even the little jarred or canned mushrooms right in. Kind of gives it a nice texture. And then we're going to do 4 eggs for binder.
Various egg noises.
All right. And now we're just going to mix that all in. Kind of scramble my egg a little bit as we're going. And fold it all together. Now for seasoning, you can add salt and pepper to taste, and some thyme, some sage. I think sage is just wonderful. It's everything about the holidays for me. So if you like to, and if you have some, I'm going to add some Young Living essential oils. So we're going to do 2 drops of black pepper. 2 drops of thyme, and 3 drops of sage. All right, so now that we've got everything well incorporated and everything's nice and moist, I'm going to put this in a greased baking dish. About 13 by 9 should do it. And we're gonna put that in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes. Okay, so our stuffing has been in the oven for about 35 minutes, and we are gonna take a taste. It smells fantastic. You really get the sage and all the vegetables. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. So really deep, rich flavor. The nut meats really add something to it. That is going to be fantastic served alongside turkey, ham, whatever. It's going to be a fantastic compliment. Well, it wouldn't be 5 o'clock Friday if we weren't going to make a drink. Right now we're going to make a traditional wassail. So I have 6 cups of apple cider. You could do apple juice or apple cider. I kind of like the cider because it's a little bit thicker. 2 cups of pineapple juice. And I'm just going to put this on the stove and heat it through. All right, so I have our juices heated through, and I'm going to add some Young Living essential oils. Ooh, it really is hot, you guys. So be careful. If you don't have any essential oils, what you could do is when you put this on the stove to heat through, you could add 2 cinnamon sticks, about a teaspoon of whole cloves, and some slices of orange, and just let that all heat down in there and just imbue all those flavors into your wassail. I'm making a shortcut, so I'm going to add 5 drops of cinnamon bark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 drops of clove. Okay. And 5 drops of tangerine or orange. I kind of like the tangerine because it's got a little sweeter flavor. All right. I'm going to stir that together and make myself a mug of wassail. And as always, you can serve this as is, or if you like, you can add about an ounce of rum, which is exactly what I'm about to do. So, got mine already ready to go. There we are. Ooh. That smells like everything I remember about the holidays as a child. Fantastic. Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah. All right. Wonderful. Easy. Everybody's going to love it with or without the alcohol. Wassail.